Ladies and gentlemen, hello. This is Locker Room Talk with Leader, episode 1. This is something I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time. Let's jump right into it. It was right across the road from where the Denver Broncos practiced for the Super Bowl that week. I've got pictures of me on a balcony somewhere overlooking John Elway throwing to Rod Smith and Christian McCaffrey. Rod Smith and Ed McCaffrey and Shannon Sharp, and just I've been in a Denver onesie, jersey, clothes since the day I could remember. Rockies are becoming tougher and tougher to pay attention to. Just hired Moneyball, though. Just hired Moneyball. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I've got 2 beautiful daughters. I've got a beautiful wife at home. My wife loves that I'm a sports fan as big as I am. She gets to sit on the couch with me and watch the Broncos every single weekend, and we live and die by every single play that team makes. My daughters are 2 and 8 months old, and they will grow up and be Broncos fans as well. Regular dude who loves sports and loves being a dad and loves being a husband, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to talk about it a couple times a week and post it. Said we're going to have a rundown right here. Today we're going to do NFL recap, week 10. Film session, we'll get into that. And we're going to do a fantasy football segment. Winners, losers, the good stuff. Jumping right in, NFL Week 10, the Broncos beat the Raiders 10-7. Yes, 10-7. I've got so much to say about this. I can make an hour-long video just on this. The Denver Broncos are 8-2, and they have the best defense in football. They have more sacks than every other team in the NFL, almost combined. Benito should be the Defensive Player of the Year. They've been doing it the last 2 games without Patrick Surtain. Thursday night was a mess. Bo Nix looked rattled. Bo Nix looked scared. Bo Nix looked like he didn't trust himself. Bo Nix looked like he didn't trust his teammates. Sean Payton looks like he doesn't trust Bo Nix. There's a lot of things that can go into this. It's Thursday night. It's a short week. It's a divisional opponent. On top of that, their next game coming up this Sunday is against the big bad Kansas City Chiefs. Probably will decide the division. There's a lot of things that could have gone into this. I am not giving up on Bo Nix. My Twitter feed, X feed, whatever the hell you want to call it, is filled with people talking about how Bo Nix is the worst quarterback they've ever seen. Bo Nix can't handle Bo Nix isn't a starting NFL quarterback. Bo Nix is this. Bo Nix is the least efficient quarterback. Bo Nix has the whatever. Just a bunch of that's what it is. The fact of the matter is Bo Nix just had a rookie season where he led a team that hadn't been to the playoffs in 10 years to the playoffs. Bo Nix just had a rookie season where he had 36 total touchdowns. Bo Nix just had a rookie season where he should have been considered much more than he really was for the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Bo Nix just had a rookie season where he played half the year with a broken back. Bo Nix just had a rookie season almost as good as the best of all time. He had the second best rookie season of all time. All time. Better than Cam Newton's rookie season. Statistically better than Jaden Daniels' rookie season. And he won the Rookie of the Year. Bo Nix did not forget how to play quarterback. Bo Nix is in a sophomore slump. Bo Nix is having a hard time trusting his receivers. Bo Nix is a second-year quarterback who's having growing pains. Luckily for the Broncos, their defense has afforded him time to figure it out. Again, I could go on and on about the Broncos last week. It was an ugly one, but it was a win. Raiders hired a 71-year-old head coach and paid a 32-year-old journeyman career backup quarterback $75 million. So, and as bad, however bad you are, you deserve it. Tom Brady will clean house. Tom Brady will get it figured out there. And I expect the Raiders to be very good in the next 5 years, maybe. Got some cool pieces. Genty is good, obviously. They've got some solid defensive guys, but not much to talk to you about the Raiders. The Indianapolis Colts beat the Falcons in Berlin, Germany. Jonathan Taylor is an alien, not from this earth, and The Colts have a really good chance of getting the number 1 seed this year because of Jonathan Taylor. He had a run that's going to play right now. Absolutely insane. Probably the MVP in football right now, and really, it's just not fair. It's just simply not fair what he's doing. And Daniel Jones has reincarnated his career completely, and I give him credit for that. He will show his ugly face. He showed it in Pittsburgh. He showed it a little bit in Germany. He'll show his ugly face. We'll see. Broncos should have beat him. Broncos should have beat the Colts. I'll take it to my grave. This is a wild one. The Dolphins beat the Bills 30-13, and wowza. This is another one that I could talk about for about an hour. Sean McDermott needed to be fired. Sean McDermott should not have a job. Sean McDermott is not a good head coach. Sean McDermott's side of the football, the defensive side of the football, always sucks. And on top of that, Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott have done nothing to help Josh Allen. He has no downfield threats. His best receiver is Keon Coleman, who is having a hard time taking things seriously, and a slot guy in Khalil Shakir. And Josh Allen's getting fed up with it, rightfully so. This was pathetic. They felt like they circled the Chiefs game on their schedule, and they came into this game asleep and said, we'll figure it out. And they didn't. And they looked horrible. Everyone. Their defense looked horrible. Players after the game complaining that it's hot. Like, just a bunch of weird things happening. Josh Allen looked bad. He looked bad. Turnovers. James Cook with a turnover. There's something to be said about this roster construction, and something to be said that it's not sustainable. Josh Allen cannot put on the cape every single week and carry this team to wins. It's not going to work. The AFC is far too loaded, and you see what happens. They get to the playoffs and they fail every time. I'm a big fan of Brandon Beane. The way he's built this offense, the way he's built this team outside of Allen and the offensive line has been a little bit lackluster. Them not trading for a wide receiver at the deadline was an interesting play. We'll see how it all works out. I think Sean McDermott needs to be fired, though. And I think that Brian Daboll has a good chance to be the Bills head coach next year. So book it, mark it. I'm calling it. I have a weird one. The Patriots beat the Buccaneers 28-23. Drake May had an okay day. His deep ball's ridiculous, man. And the improvement that Drake May has made from year 1 to year 2 is astronomical. Drake May has an opportunity to be the MVP of the league. He's playing that good of football. His deep ball is absolutely insane. Half of his passing yards on Sunday came from 2 throws, one to Matt Collins, one to Kyle Williams. Kyle Williams, look out. Rookie, nasty. So good. They need to get him the ball more. Travion Henderson broke out. Mike Vrabel is probably the coach of the year right now. Mike Vrabel has done a phenomenal job building that team and making it competitive for how lackluster it was before he got there. A bunch of money in free agency, and it's paying off, dude. It's paying off. They have a really, really, really good opportunity with how weak their schedule is to win that division this year and host the playoff game and take that away from the Bills, which is wild to say with Josh Allen. The Bills have too good of a quarterback to not win that division every single year. We'll see, man. The Patriots are interesting. They're an interesting football team. I don't think they're good enough to win a Super Bowl. I think they're good enough to host a playoff game and maybe win one. We'll see how it all shapes up. Like I said, Drake May's improvement from year 1 to year 2 is just, it's unbelievable, man. He's playing at an MVP level. There's no doubt about it. Last one, the Ravens beat the Vikings 27-19. Kind of a weird game for the Ravens. They didn't really look like the Ravens per se. Lamar threw 2 touchdowns. One to Mark Andrews, of course. I feel like he scores every single week. And Derrick Henry had an okay day, I guess. The main point, the Ravens are going to walk away with that division. Simple as. They're going to walk away with that division. Nobody else is going to come close. The Steelers are falling apart. The Bengals are hoping and wishing for Joe Burrow back. We'll see what ends up happening. And the Cleveland Browns are the worst organization in the history of football, the worst organization ever created in the history of sports. I'll leave it at that. We'll talk about them more in a different episode. Main point from this game that I want to make is J.J. McCarthy, while only 4 games into his career, is not an NFL quarterback. I could talk about this for an hour. I've got a group chat full of my friends that want to pull my hair out and just absolutely disown me as their friend. They're all diehard Vikings fans. We live in Minnesota, and I don't think J.J. McCarthy's good. I think J.J. McCarthy was average in college. I think J.J. McCarthy got carried by a very good coach in college, by a very good defense in college, and by a very good run game in college. Any quarterback who never threw for 3,000 yards in college was never good in the NFL. It's happened 3 times for first-round picks ever, one of them being J.J. McCarthy, the other 2 being Christian Ponder. Vikings fans, you saw how that one went. And Joey Harrington, who was the number 3 overall pick to the Detroit Lions. Bust. It doesn't happen. If you can't throw for 3,000 yards in college, whether your scheme doesn't allow it, whether your coach doesn't trust you to throw it, whatever it may be, you're not good in the NFL. 3,000 yards is like the bare minimum. It's the bare minimum. J.J. McCarthy misses too many layups. He is too wild. He felt the need to introduce everybody to his alter ego after he won 2 games and post on Instagram. And it's not going to work in the NFL, man. I don't see the traits. Besides, he's a winner. That's what everybody said in his pre-draft thing is he's a winner. Well, okay. That's great and all, but what can he consistently be accurate? I watched film tonight that shows me no. He's lost the opportunity to be a rookie and have growing pains. He's lost the opportunity to kind of figure things out because he got injured. That sucks. But the fact of the matter is he's been in meetings for a year and a half. He's been in film rooms for a year and a half. He's been getting mental reps according to the Vikings and running everything through his head pre-play and all the things that the Vikings keep saying that he's been doing. That's great and all. But he sucks. He's not going to be good. And the Vikings will realize that, and Vikings fans, unfortunately, will face that harsh reality soon. It's going to be called Film Session. I hope this is an absolute staple every time I do this. I love watching film. I love breaking down quarterbacks. I love just watching good or bad. I like dissecting bad, too. Today is going to be some bad quarterback play. We're going to dive in. We're going to go over concepts. We're going to go over what should have been done if it wasn't done. We're going to go over, wow, that was absolutely insane, and I can't believe he made that throw. All the above. Quarterbacks, there might be some defensive stuff, all sorts of stuff. Let's jump right in. So I'm going to put this up on the screen. I'm going to overlay it, and I'm going to dissect it. We'll illustrate a little bit, have a little bit of fun with it. We'll just talk about it. Number 1, second quarter, Caleb Williams motions Colston Loveland over. This was Caleb Williams' best game of his career by far. He made some absolutely absurd throws. I'm going to talk about a couple of them. Loveland motions over. Caleb checks this. So he got 2 plays to start with. And let's talk about what happens now. So we got Loveland on a little bit of like a wheel almost. I believe this is Luther Burden. Bottom of the screen here. And then Cole Kmet as like a little dump off shallow Monangai kind of as a leak out, check down type of deal. Odunze is the main target here. He's running just a dagger. Looks like a, 15-yard dig. Yeah, so he checks. Yeah. Odunze is just running like a 15-yard dig. Okay. Caleb could have taken Kmet. Had a chance at Loveland, but this corner was kind of trailing behind DJ Moore. What Caleb does, and you'll see this on the end zone view, he looks off this linebacker just enough to hold him to Kmet, and he laces this ball. over the middle to Odunze. Let's look at it from the end zone. It's an absolutely absurd throw. Like I said, he motions Loveland over, checks out of what he was in. 12 personnel, 2 tight ends. He drops back. Now you'll see Kmet's here. His eyes are directly looking at him. That's going to hold this backer. This is going to drop him just enough, even though he doesn't really. And Caleb just absolutely, absolutely delivers a dime over the middle to Odunze. Absolutely insane throw. Insane. We're on to the second one, and this is J.J. McCarthy, or 9, as he likes to call himself. Felt the need to tell everybody that. This is all bad. All of JJ's film is bad. He made a couple good throws. I'm going to talk about the bad ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step, and he absolutely sails him. That's open. Addison beats the corner there. Let's look at it from the end zone view. You're going to see just how bad this was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause it right there. That's good. Like, he's got a good base there. He just, it's not even close, man. It's not even close. Just a complete miss. That's not going to work in the NFL. I hate to break it to you all, but that's just never going to work in the NFL. So I tell you that this is so wide open. So wide open. This cannot be a miss. 4th game, 44th game, 55th game, 160th game. You cannot miss that throw. Horrible. Absolutely horrible by JJ. It's really bad. Vikings fans. Vikings fans. The Vikings also had, I believe, 8 false start penalties at home. It's the most ever in an NFL game in the last 16 years. It's the most ever in the last 16 years for a home team. Bad. All bad. All bad. Last little segment we got, guys, is fantasy football segment. Let's talk about winners, losers, and a little bit of matchups going into this week. Winners: Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs. Dan Campbell's back to calling plays. That is a major win for both of those players. They paid Jameson Williams a shit ton of money, dude. A shit ton of money, and they weren't using him. Dan Campbell starts calling plays. Jameson Williams has 6 catches on 7 targets, scores a touchdown, gets him back rolling a little bit, uses him. Jahmyr Gibbs obviously doesn't need to be explained. He's a top 3 back the rest of the year. Stafford's another winner. 4 touchdown passes in 3 straight games. 4 or more in 3 straight games. Matt Stafford's playing at an MVP level. At the age he's at, it's unbelievable to watch. Matt Stafford is a top 5 play the rest of the year pretty easily. I feel pretty comfortable in saying that. Insane run for Stafford, insane run for the Rams. McVay and him are just in sync at all times. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, Kyren Williams, Blake Corum. They're running 14 personnel. 14 personnel. McVay's just he's on a whole nother level of coaches than everybody else in the league. It's almost unfair. And now time for some losers. Every single player on the Browns offense, every single player outside of Jerry Jeudy is screwed. As long as Dillon Gabriel is starting football games for the Cleveland Browns and Kevin Stefanski is the head coach, do not start any Cleveland Brown. I have Quinshon Judkins in a dynasty league. I have him in a redraft league. He's almost unplayable. He's almost unplayable because teams just load the box because they know they're going to run it 75% of the time. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame to watch. Fortunate loser, DJ Moore. Hey, buddy. Hello? Oh my goodness, man. 0 catches. I don't know. Caleb Williams played such a good game. Rome Odunze had 0 catches a week ago. I don't know. It's the weirdest thing, that offense. Ben Johnson, love him. I love him as a coach. I love him as a play caller. He's got that offense humming, man. DJ Moore having 0 catches in any week is absolutely absurd. Probably lost a lot of people a lot of weeks. I had him in a guillotine league. Guillotine league is basically, this one has 16 players, I think, 18 maybe. And one player gets the lowest score gets eliminated every week. Well, I'm in the last 6 or 5 or something like that. And I started DJ Moore this week, and I won. Thankfully, I wasn't the lowest score. But heaven forbid if I would have lost because of that. But guys, I think that's going to do it. Episode 1, I'm going to try and get this edited up and posted tonight, Wednesday. The next episode is going to be... Sorry, I'm doing some math in my head. I'm going to try and get this posted tonight, Tuesday. Next episode, Thursday morning, Week 11 game picks. I'll pick every single game, fantasy, injury report, starts and sits, matchup plays, and maybe some more stuff. Thank you all so much for watching this. Hope you all enjoyed. I love sitting here, even if I'm just talking to myself, talking about sports. I love you all. I hope you watch this. And God bless. Go Broncos. Guys, I think that's going to do it. Episode 1, I'm going to try and get this edited up and posted tonight, Wednesday. The next episode is going to be... Sorry, I'm doing some math in my head. I'm going to try and get this posted tonight, Tuesday. Next episode